Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. It is their lunchtime kickoff in the Premier League where the hosts, Manchester City, take on Arsenal in a meeting between Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta at the Etihad Stadium. As September is on the horizon, Arteta is already under pressure, but his good pal Pep might not help him as his team are still recovering from their opening day defeat to Spurs and will want to get their home crowd bouncing with a few goals. For Arsenal, this fixture is usually doom and gloom, especially in the Premier League. Man City are unbeaten in 11 games versus the Gunners and have won 8 on the spin, starting from November of 2017. For Manchester City, this week the news has been mixed. Negative with Kane and Ronaldo not coming to Manchester City, and then a positive, and then another negative as well, with Pep Guardiola saying he might be leaving at the end of his contract. There is still many positives that will be taken from this window with the signing of Jack Grealish, but will that be enough to retain the Premier League title and go one more in the Champions League? So on the pitch, the less complicated matter of a win is the main subject today, with this being the 49th meeting between the two sides in the Premier League. Can City get their 15th win in the Premier League against Arsenal, or will Arsenal surprise the whole football world with their 24th Premier League victory versus Manchester United's noisy neighbours? We're back. Arsenal taking on Manchester City at the Etihad, but there's been a lot of news this week, as we all know. Cristiano Ronaldo signed for Manchester United. I did make a video on it on the Thursday night, and you can go and watch that if you want, because it's now quite a funny video. If you look back on it and watch it. It's titled Ronaldo to Man City, because at that point United were not interested, or were not publicly interested, until the morning, and then United came in, and then as soon as United came in, there was only one team he was going to, and that was Manchester United. At the time of that video, like I said, United weren't actually interested, so the only real option for Ronaldo was Manchester City, as mad as that was. But then United came in, and then the rest is a bit of history. Yesterday it was absolutely mental. The rumours yesterday, it was just crazy. I was out with my mates on quite a long walk, and we were just for hours talking about Ronaldo and who's he going to, and then once he went, we were like, how is he going to fit, how is he going to do, and all that. It was a crazy day yesterday and Thursday as well. But we are here for Manchester City versus Arsenal. I'm going to go through the lineups very quickly. So we have Golden Glove winner from last season, Ederson, in net for Manchester City. Kyle Walker still making his return after the Euros. He's playing in this game. Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte will partner each other at the back, with João Cancelo, who missed the Euros due to COVID. He's back in at left back. A midfield three of Ilkay Gundogan, Rodri and Bernardo Silva, all players that featured in the Euros but failed to score for their countries, and a front three of Gabriel Jesus, Ferran Torres, who's been stuck and trusted up front, and then with their main star man, £100 million signing, Jack Grealish, on the left wing. Fun note, that is the same team that beat Norwich last week 5-0, also at the Etihad. Their bench is Zach Steffen. John Stones is also making a return after making 7 appearances at the Euros. Nathan Ake, Alexander Zinchenko, Fernandinho still on the bench, with Tommy Doyle and Cole Palmer as the youngsters who make the bench. Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling will have to sit this one out once again, with Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden not quite ready yet to return to action for Manchester City. And then for Arsenal, we've got a 3-4-3, we think, with Granit Xhaka. For some reason, I've just seen on the screen he's 31. He's actually number 34. Not sure why 31's there, but ignore that, he's number 34. But Leno is in goal. He was in the Germany squad for the Euros, but didn't play a game ahead of Manuel Neuer. Cedric at right wing back, with the 3 centre backs of Callum Chambers, Rob Holding and Sead Kolasinac. Kolasinac was at Schalke for the second half of last season. He's making a return at the centre back. Didn't think he would be playing today, but he's starting, with Kieran Tierney next to him at left wing back. 2 midfielders we think of Granit Xhaka and new signing Ødegaard, who was also on loan last year, scored 1 Premier League goal, and that was against Tottenham at the Emirates. And then the front three looks pretty dangerous if you ask me. Bukayo Saka on the left, Emile Smith-Rowe on the right, who signed a new deal this summer till 2026, given the number 10. So he needs to show his worth. And then also a man who's a little bit out of form at the age of 32 now, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But could he turn that form around after scoring a hat-trick against West Brom in midweek in their League Cup win, which was a 6-0 thumping of a young West Brom team? And their bench is Aaron Ramsdale, the new backup goalkeeper who will sure to take over Bernd Leno's spot when he leaves the club. Arthur Onkonkwo is also on the bench, so 2 goalkeepers. He's a 19-year-old 6'6" giant of a goalkeeper. And also got Maitland-Niles on the bench with Tavares, Pablo Mari as the defensive options. Then the midfield options, we've got Mohamed El-Neni and Albert Sambi Lakonga, with the more attacking options of the young 20-year-old Gabriel Martinelli, and also Lacazette, who has been linked with a move away to Barcelona. Will he stay at the Gunners or will he leave for Barcelona? Another question is, will they be able to afford him? Barcelona with their money issues. But that's their bench. That's the squad. You can see them on the screen as well, and the substitutes. But yeah, like I said, with Granit Xhaka, he's number 34, not 31 like it says on screen. I do apologise about that. But if you have any score predictions, let me know. We've got 3-1 here. Everyone's making fun of Arsenal. I mean, they've spent a lot, haven't they, in this summer transfer window? About 130-odd million pounds they've spent on the likes of Ødegaard, Aaron Ramsdale, Sambi Lakonga, Nuno Tavares, and also and your Aaron Ramsdale's as well. Ben White is also one of them from Brighton. He's still recovering from COVID, so he will not feature today. And alongside Nicolas Pepe, who's also out with illness, is being said that it is not COVID. Mikel Arteta said that it's not COVID, it is just an illness. He did play actually against West Brom and got a goal and an assist on Wednesday night. Their £72 million signing. He also played in goal, Nicolas Pepe, till the age of 14 before becoming a winger, and now at the age of 26, he's now a Premier League player with Arsenal, as the City players do walk out to the home crowd for the second time in this season. Started off a very good home record in this season with a 5-0 win against Norwich. A Tim Krul own goal opened the score, and then Grealish, Laporte, Sterling and Mahrez added to the goals. Sterling and Mahrez both coming off the bench scoring that one. They stay on the bench. That goal wasn't enough to get them in the starting 11, as Jesus and Grealish still occupy those wide areas. We are very close to kick-off now. Just about 3 minutes away. Will we see another demolition of Arsenal against Manchester City? Like I said, City have won 8 games in a row in the Premier League against Arsenal, so it's a fixture they very much enjoy. But can they do it once again? Can they go 9 in a row? The last time City were beaten by Arsenal was a couple of seasons ago in the FA Cup semi-final, where Aubameyang scored 2 in a 2-0 victory. But since then, they played them 3 times last season, Arsenal. They beat them each time, 2 times in the Premier League, 1-0, home and away, Sterling scoring both goals, and then they beat them in the quarter-final of the League Cup 3-1 as well. The likes of Laporte scored in that game. Foden also scored for City, and I think Gabriel Jesus with Lacazette with a goal as well. I think the main thing we'll have to keep an eye out on is the shape of Arsenal. We think it's going to be a 3-4-3 like on screen, but it could easily be a 5-4-1 where Ødegaard maybe tucks out wide, and maybe Smith Rowe in the middle. It just depends how they want to go for it. You know, we know Saka's a very versatile player. He can play wing back, central midfield, on the wing, probably do a shift up front. You know, he's so good. Bukayo Saka, as Arteta and Guardiola embrace each other. You know, formerly assistant manager of Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta. Grealish is just having a few words with Jesus, talking about tactics and what they want to do. Hopefully, Grealish from Manchester City can start a very potentially dangerous link-up with João Cancelo on the left. He was fantastic last season, Cancelo, from left back, scoring 3 goals against against Spurs. Scoring 3 goals and 5 assists last season. And every time he's played against Arsenal, João Cancelo, they've won. So that's also a positive record to have. But that's a similar record for a lot of the players, obviously, with City winning so many games against Arsenal in recent times. The only time in recent years where Arsenal have beaten City are in the FA Cup, like I said, in a couple of seasons ago. Then also in the 2016-17 season, Pep's first season, they were beaten in the semi-finals, 2-1 at Wembley. So not much league success against City for Arsenal, but especially in the FA Cup. But who will come out on top on this one? Pep versus Arteta. Arsenal already looking like they're going to be going 3 losses out of 3 start the season, we've got referee Martin Atkinson, linesmen are Lee Betts and Richard West, for official Andy Madley, and on VAR we've got Darren England and Peter Kirkup as well as the officials for today. We've had some good officiating in the first couple of weeks of the Premier League after the impressive show at the Euros, so it's like the English game has got something to prove in terms of their refereeing. It will be Arsenal to kick off at the Etihad in a couple of moments' time. Arsenal will be kicking from right to left, City left to right towards the Arsenal away fans. The referee blows the whistle and all players take the knee. I'm presuming it is met by a warm round of applause I can see from the pictures, and it's showing that there's no form of discrimination allowed in our beautiful game. As we're about to get kicked off, underway by Arsenal, Ødegaard and Xhaka are stood over it. Ødegaard plays it back to Rob Holding, sends it diagonally to the left-hand side into the City half where Walker can try and head it away. It loops in the sky over towards Saka, who nods it forward, and it's going to be into the grasp of Ederson, who could take control, and City are back in possession from the Arsenal kickoff. Ederson drops it on the floor as all Arsenal players are outside the box and further back, waiting for a moment as Ederson will take his time on the ball, dribble into the edge of his box, and then playing it to the left-back, João Cancelo. Lokonga, Tavares and Martinelli need to play him. Well, that's a lot of youth. I think they've settled a little bit more for experience today in terms of the fixture, and also a bit of quality as well, as Jack Grealish misplaced touch out of play at the halfway line for an Arsenal throw-in. Pass from Jesus, just needs to get on it a bit quicker than that. Grealish switch on a bit quicker. His holding goes back to Bernd Leno in the 6-yard area, takes a touch and clears it with a left foot, just about gets it away from the City attacker who's pressing up towards Aubameyang, bullied off the ball by Diaz. He heads it to Gundogan, who then passes it back to Ederson on the edge of the 18 to keep possession for Manchester City. Like I said, the Brazilian got the Golden Glove last season, but you think if Mendy of Chelsea was in from the very start of the season for Chelsea, then he may have got a bit closer. He was close, that Mendy, but not close enough to take the Golden Glove away from Ederson. As he does kick it towards Jesus on the right-hand side, but a little bit too much on it, and it does run out of play for Arsenal. Of Kieran Tierney, the Scotsman, the left wing-back with the throw-in. Down the line it goes. Aubameyang helps it onto Saka in the City half. Good control. Gets it away from Rodri and then plays it through to Aubameyang, who is in behind on the left-hand side. Gets an early cross in towards Cedric at the far post. Can't win the header on Cancelo. Portuguese versus Portuguese, but Ødegaard does pick up the broken pieces of the attack, and they can start rebuilding it with Chambers sending it around the corner towards Saka. Brilliant touch. Holds it up against Laporte on the right-hand side in the final third. Plays it in towards Ødegaard. Across to Tierney, cut out by Kyle Walker with a slight challenge, and they can work it away now, Manchester City, with a clearance towards the halfway line, where it can be headed back forward by Kolasinac. As far as Jesus doing defensive duties, does lose out though to Kieran Tierney, as it does go out of play. And it will be a Manchester City throw-in. I'm not sure about that one. Jesus and Tierney were battling for it, and it looks like Jesus got the last touch, if I'm going to be honest, but the officials give it the way of Manchester City. Not quite got into the game like they probably would have wanted to, Manchester City, in the first opening 3 minutes of the game. Kyle Walker throws it into Gundogan, volleys it down the line. Bernardo Silva inside, no real vocal point there for City to collect the ball, but they do win it back as Arsenal's ball forward is cut out by Laporte on Saka. It's now Ederson again with the ball. To the edge of the 18-yard box and clips it towards the number 2, Kyle Walker, formerly of Spurs, so knows how, to get up for these games against Arsenal. Kyle Walker. It's his 23rd appearance against the Gunners. He's only got the one goal, and that was 10 years ago now, in a 2-1 home win. That's a ball around the corner and forward towards Ferran Torres. Just a little bit too much on it, but positive movement from Ferran Torres getting in behind. But it was collected by Bernd Leno, who's forced out wide to Walker in the City half and then decided to try and get a ball in behind the Arsenal back line. It was good thinking. It nearly came off, but just a little bit too much on it for the Spaniard. Ball forward by Leno, headed inwards by Cedric, collected by the holding midfielder Rodri, who does lose out to Smith Rowe, who intercepts his pass, and then in the end, Gundogan, the captain for City today, fouls Granit Xhaka, and Arsenal have a free kick, and it's taken quickly. Cedric, Ødegaard back to Callum Chambers, who's usually been used as a right back under the spell of Mikel Arteta as manager, but he can also play centre back as well. Tierney's been moved to the left hand side. Down the line it goes. Smith Rowe lets it run across, and he gets it away from Rodri. Fantastic play from the Croydon Kevin De Bruyne. Charging down the left hand side, gets it across to Bukayo Saka. Arsenal definitely been the better team so far. It's now with Cedric in the advanced position on the right hand side. Works onto his left and plays it back to Chambers, who tries to get it into the box, cut out by Rodri, who gave away the ball. And then Ferran Torres met with a strong challenge by Chambers, and Arsenal are back in possession again as they look to try and get the first goal of this game. Ødegaard sees a switch onto the left-hand side, and he will find Kieran Tierney, the Scotsman. He works the ball in towards the back post, where Saka's on the end of it, and he does get towards it. Met by a bit of a nudge there by Cancelo, but the referee sees nothing wrong with it, and it definitely won't be a penalty, but Arsenal definitely the better team in the first 5 minutes. To be honest, I've always said this. When Arsenal, in the 2019-2020 season, so during the lockdown when Arteta went to the 3 at the back formation and they won the FA Cup with it, I never understood why they changed, because it was a very, very, I know it's sometimes a bit defensive. Oh, it's Walker. City aren't on it today on the early kickoff. Easy pass, and he just gets the touch all wrong, and it goes out for a throw-in. But like I said, with the 3-4-3, it worked really well. They won the FA Cup with it. They beat City in the semi-final 2-0 and then beat Chelsea in the final 2-1. It does work for them under Arteta, that 3 at the back. And it's working the first 5 minutes. So he does opt usually for a 4 at the back now. As Laporte has it. Scoring a goal first time at the Etihad against Norwich. 4-1 City, Arsenal middle table club. How is such a young lad like Smith Rowe getting number 10? I mean, it gives him a bit of pressure, a bit of motivation to perform well. I don't think he'll read too much into the number, to be honest, Smith Rowe. A number's a number at the end of the day, really. I know it does mean a lot to certain players, and I get that. I like having certain numbers, but at the end of the day, he's just got to do his business, which he knows he can do, Smith Rowe, and he has, showed some good signs in the opening minutes of this game as Gundogan plays it forward to De Bruyne, into Bernardo Silva, looks for a ball over the top. Jesus is going to chase it down. Can he keep it in? Just about. Got his back to goal. Tierney's pressuring him, and he gets it inside to Bernardo Silva. Picks it up on the right-hand side. Back to Jesus, who works across in towards the back post, and Gundogan heads in! The first real chance for Manchester City, and they've taken it, and it's their German midfielder, Ilkay Gundogan. Arsenal have been the better team to open this game, but as soon as City get a sniff at goal, they've taken it. Poor goalkeeping by Leno. I think he should have been able to keep that out, but it's equally poor defending from the likes of Rob Holding and Callum Chambers, not marking Ilkay Gundogan. It's an easy goal. Silva collected it and sent a ball down the right channel. It was a hopeful ball. Jesus did keep it alive, keeping it away from Kieran Tierney. The support came in the end with Bernardo Silva getting the ball in a little bit of space, feeding it back into the Brazilian as he had a better angle for the cross. He wasn't closed down at all. Just swings onto the back post. It is shocking defending from Callum Chambers. He completely loses his man, Gundogan, and he has a free header 6 yards out. Leno should do better. He doesn't get a strong enough hand on it. Deflects it onto the bar and then into the back of the net. And after such a positive start for the Gunners, they give City one slight chance to get a shot away at goal. And they've taken it. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Arteta furious, and rightly so. But it does show how dangerous and how much penetration City have in their squad. Manchester City 1, Arsenal 0. Gundogan with the goal. Shocking defending that from Arsenal. Really is. Callum Chambers should not be letting Gundogan get a header away like that, and Gundogan does keep his scoring going. He got 17 last year, 13 in the Premier League. He was actually Manchester City's top goal scorer with 13 at the end of the season, and he's got one in his first of the season in the Premier League. And City are back in possession already, and it looks like they're going to start taking control now with that goal. Laporte on the halfway line. Rodri. Over to Ruben Diaz, who won Premier League Player of the Season and the Footballer's Writers Player of the Year last season in the Premier League, winning ahead of the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Harry Kane. Linked to Manchester City, that move didn't happen. And then also the Ronaldo one didn't happen as well. It was his international teammate Cancelo outside of the boot, ball towards Gundogan. He nods it down on the edge of the box here to Ferran Torres. Fantastic ball from Cancelo. It's now Rodri. Over to Bernardo Silva as they're starting to move the ball a lot quicker now, Manchester City. Jesus. Across it goes to Rodri. Now the left-hand side to Cancelo. Onto his strong right foot. He swings another ball into Gundogan. He wins the header again. And it's parried away in the end by Bernd Leno and cleared by Tierney. Again, Gundogan with a header. This time, Leno does get to it and keep it out. Manchester City's captain for the day has had a great start with the goal and nearly scoring again with a header. As Arsenal lose out again and City are back in possession now with João Cancelo. It's now Jack Grealish, a little bit quiet in the first 10 minutes. Former Aston Villa player. Laporte back to Ederson, who was the chosen keeper for the latter stages of the Copa America ahead of Alisson for Brazil in the summer, playing the quarter-final, semi-final and the final, unfortunately losing to Argentina 1-0 on the night. He was lobbed in the end, Ederson, by Di Maria as Gundogan launches an attack. He gets brought down in the end in the midfield and Martin Atkinson deems it a foul and a free kick. Xhaka, was the one who brought him down. Received the ball, got it on the turn, went forward, got beyond Ødegaard, and then was just stopped in his tracks by Granit Xhaka. Knew what he was doing. Slowed down the attack, and he just needs to try and calm this City pressure down, because like I said, the first 5 or so minutes, Arsenal were a better team. City were just growing into the game, and that goal, which was a poor one to concede from Arsenal's point of view, is really put them on the back foot now, and City want to score more, and as quick as they can to just kill this game off, and maybe take it down a few gears. They've got a lot of games this season, City, like they always do. To play it across to Cancelo from the free kick. Back over to where it was with Gundogan. Bernardo Silva, players have stayed in the box. He's going to work across in, and it's deflected all the way through, and it's Ferran Torres to finish it. How has that got all the way through? It was a shocking cross from Bernardo Silva. Should have been dealt with by Cedric, but I think it deflected off him and then behind him towards Ferran Torres, who couldn't believe his luck when it fell right towards him. He had a simple finish, and who needs Ronaldo and Kane when you've got this youngster Ferran Torres breaking through? What a goal. He's been trusted by Pep Guardiola. He started all 3 of the first Premier League games of the season, and he finally gets his first goal. And it's a fortuitous way to get it, but he won't mind. Calm finish from 5 yards out to get it beyond Bernd Leno. And City needed a bit of warming up to get into this game, but once they've got going, they really haven't stopped. Shocking defending again from Arsenal. They're absolutely all over the place. Left-footed finish from Ferran Torres. And could this man be the future of Manchester City? The Blues are 2 up against the Reds. And what a way to start the game. It's absolutely flipped on its head. Arsenal are complaining about something. I'm presuming VAR are going to check it. Callum Chambers has stayed down here. It might be disallowed for a foul off the ball. Change the scoreline just for now. But it's just calamitous defending. Cedric couldn't clear forward. It deflected off him and behind into Torres. And Rob Holding missed out. I think Diaz was nearly brought down as well. A lot happened, but it fell to Torres and he finished it beautifully. Fantastic from the Spaniard. VAR are going to check it when the ball comes in. Does Laporte catch Chambers? So, there you go. Okay. So, VAR are going to check it, and I think it has been given as a goal. No foul in the process. Laporte looked a little bit guilty on Chambers. Let's have a look. They're just pushing each other. Oh, just catch him in the face. Laporte. They're both going at each other, and as he just tries to shove him, he just catches him in the face. He goes down a little bit dramatically, Callum Chambers. There's definitely a shout there for a free kick. I'm not going to deny that one. The goal's been given. It does stay 2-0. 12 minutes in. City 2 up. Gundogan and Ferran Torres with the goals. As we have got Kickoff and it's played over to the right-hand side to Cedric. Tries to turn Grealish. Tackles him and gets the last touch off Cedric. And it'll be a Manchester City throw-in. Like I said, Arsenal had a good start. Like City were slow. But, Arsenal capitalised, got the ball forward, got some balls into the boxes. Walker gives it away to Smith Rowe. Aubameyang, Xhaka, Ødegaard. Delays the pass to Saka, but does get it to him in the end in the box on the right-hand side. Works across, cleared by Laporte. Up towards Torres, who gets there. And he's got options to his right, and it's Jesus, and he will lay into the Brazilian in the City half. Tries to get beyond Xhaka, tackled out for a throw-in. Yeah, they're such a good start, Arsenal. And then, all due to their own shocking defending, they're now losing 2-0. Just shooting themselves in the foot with their defending. Throwing down the line, comes off Kolasinac, and then they win a throw-in in the final third in Manchester City. Ferran Torres tried to let it run down the line, and Kolasinac cut it out. Walker gets it from a Bernardo Silva throw-in 15 minutes in. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 0. Diaz, not shifting it quick enough, but does just about get it to Laporte, who is being pressured by Aubameyang. It's now the former Frenchman, now Spaniard, Laporte over to Cancelo. Now Rodri on the halfway, breaks into the Arsenal half, assessing his options. Getting the nod ahead of Fernandinho today, Rodri, formerly of Atletico Madrid, and Diego Simeone. Jesus into the right-hand side channel again towards Torres. Doesn't get there ahead of Holding. He can only poke it out for a throw-in for Manchester City, as they are really starting to take up the gears here, and it looks like they're going to be getting 9 Premier League wins in a row against Arsenal. As again, Bernardo Silva takes a throw-in back toward Diaz this time, and it's Laporte again. Only the 2 signings for City though this season, one being Jack Grealish and one was the re-signing and the permanent signing of Scott Carson, who's a fantastic character in the City team. If you've watched the documentary they brought out City recently, you can see how much he's loved by the teammates. Maybe not making an impact on the pitch, but certainly off the pitch. And here's Bernardo Silva, who's wanted to be leaving off the pitch, but he's staying at City and he's working this move, and it's fell all the way into the box in the end by Torres. Couldn't make his mind up if he wanted to take the touch in the box and shoot, or shoot first time, and in the end he's not really chosen either, and it's just bounced off his foot and out for a goal kick. But Rodri got it to Bernardo Silva on the right. Once more to Jesus, who worked to pull back. It's a great ball in. It fell to Torres in the end, and like I said, caught in 2 minds, and in the end it's a goal kick for Arsenal. But Torres has already got 1 today, and there's definitely positive signs that he could get a few more. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. But what a start for Manchester City. 2-0 already. I know it's against Arsenal, and they're maybe not the team they used to be, but you can only beat what's in front of you. Goal kick flicked on by Aubameyang. Looks like Rodri heads all the way back to Ederson. Fantastic holding midfield play to get the ball back in City possession so they can restart completely. Rodri. Ederson taking his time on the ball. This is the 204th meeting between the two sides, so it's got a bit of history this game. City have won 60 and Arsenal have won 98. And City are also unbeaten in 11 Premier League games against Arsenal as well, alongside being 8 wins in a row. It's Walker again. He's given away the ball a few times, but this time kicked in his clearances, fell to a City player, but then they've lost it again in the midfield. But Walker a few times now has lost it really cheaply, and just a little bit of lack of concentration from Kyle Walker. As it's back to Leno, pressed by Torres, just about clears it down the right-hand side into the City half, cut out by Laporte with his head. He's going to have to give chase to his own header, but Walker takes over. That's now Cancelo, Rodri, Walker, and back to Ederson they go. City just making sure they keep possession, not wanting to give it away cheaply. City do go 9th, and they will go top with this win, but obviously every single other Premier League club's got to play this weekend, so that probably won't last, but they will go top with this 2-0 win, as Ederson goes long and looking for that penetrating ball into Gundogan in behind, but unlike the game against Tottenham last year where he did that long ball over the top, it didn't quite work this time. So now Arsenal try to work out from the back, going to their goalkeeper Leno. Got a bit of competition now with Ramsdale's arrival from Sheffield United for £24 million. And that kick out is not going to help his cause at all. Straight to Ruben Diaz. And City back in possession. Not really sure who he was aiming for there. Leno down the left-hand side. Wasn't many options, really. That seemed like it would work and keep Arsenal in possession, or at least get them further forward. Ederson has it. Bernardo Silva's dropped deep to receive the ball. Starts to go back to the former Benfica goalkeeper, Ederson. He's messing around with it, and it's just been deflected right past the goal by Smith Rowe. Ederson has got away with that. He's acting like nothing really happened there, but my word, that nearly was a goal. Picked up the ball in the 6-yard area. He tried to play it across goal, which he should never really do. Smith Rowe got a foot onto it, and if that deflects off a different part of his foot, that goes in. Oh, just wide it goes. My word. Ederson, you are a lucky, lucky boy. Good pressing from Arsenal to cause the mistake, but my word. Ederson, you lucky, lucky Brazilian. Jeez. Smith, literally, if that hits a different part of Smith Rowe's foot, in the net it goes. He gets away with it, and City keep their clean sheet at the minute, and they look to get forward. Bernardo Silva. Rodri just anchoring the midfield for Manchester City. It's now Laporte. I think the man he was trying to get the ball to, Ederson, was Laporte. nearly getting Smith Rowe a nice opening goal for his season. Torres played into the channel, tries to get on the inside of Rob Holding with a flick inside, but he's been cut out by the former Bolton centre-back, and he can only clear out for a throw-in. I think it says a lot of the decline of Arsenal, not being disrespectful to Rob Holding, but when he's one of your best centre-backs, then your club is certainly not, on the upside for sure when you've gone from the likes of, your Mertesackers and your Koscielnys, and if you want to go even further, your Tony Adams and Martin Keown's to then Rob Holding. Says a lot. This Walker has the throw. He's going to go long into the box, but doesn't reach any City player. Cut out by the first man. Kieran Tierney out for another throw in, just a bit further back than the previous one. Was to take a quick long throw in into the box. Cut out by Tierney again with a header, but still in the box with Torres. Battles Rob Holding, loses out. Cleared by Xhaka in the end, but only as far as Rodri, who heads back towards Ederson, who will take a touch and play it forward to Rodri in the City half. And his left centre-back area goes forward to Gundogan, then into Cancelo. Into the space where Gundogan picks it up and lays it off to Grealish. Again, a little bit quiet from Grealish so far. Not really worked it down the left-hand side very often. Rodri through to Grealish. Back to goal. Turns. Finds Gundogan far left. Lays it back into Grealish. One-on-one with Cedric. He's going to fancy running at Cedric here. He's going to go on the inside or the outside. He just lay it off on the edge of the box to Rodri. And then once more to Walker. First time in the box. Cleared away by Chambers. Only as far as Grealish on the edge. He flicks it to the side with his head to Cancelo. And then he gets the return. And then tries to feed the Cancelo once again. Cut out by Cedric. Cleared by Bukayo Saka. He's been chopped down there by Grealish. Free kick for Arsenal in the right back area. Pleads his innocence there, Grealish, but I think he just caught Saka as Cedric poked it towards the Englishman. And then, just I think, hacked down in the end there. As a free kick's taken, we've got it back to Bernd Leno. Ball cleared long up towards Aubameyang again. He can't hold. He's not really a hold striker. And when you're asking him to win headers against the likes of Diaz and Laporte, he's not really going to be the favourite, and just headed backwards. And then Ederson can restart for Manchester City, who obviously won the Premier League last season with a total of 86 points. Season previous to that, they finished second, and then 2 seasons before that, they did finish first. That was when they won it with 100 points in the 2017-2018 season. Then the season after that, they won it against Liverpool when they struck for 98 points against Liverpool's 97. So success is always the main criteria for Manchester City in the last 10 years. And they've had a lot of success for sure. 4 Premier League titles. Grealish bursting forward, pulled down by Cedric. Free kick and a yellow card for the Portuguese international. Grealish tried to burst forward and try and cause danger, but it was just pulled down in the end by Cedric. 5 Premier League titles. I've had a mistake there. I thought there was 5. 3 under Pep Guardiola and then 1 under Pellegrini and Mancini, who also won City's first trophy in a very long time, Roberto Mancini, with that FA Cup, but he's now moved on and he's now winning the Euros of Italy against England in the summer. So the free kick's already been taken and we're back in City flow of Gundogan to Rodri. Has a point to prove if he wants to be playing ahead of Fernandinho, and with passes like that towards Jesus, he has a shout. Doesn't quite work the way he would have wanted to. And Jesus does just about win the throw in there as Tierney did intercept the pass. 25 minutes in, still 2-0 City. Arsenal had a good first 5 minutes and then their defence collapsed and it's been City dominance ever since. It looks like the back three are pushing out very well for Arsenal, trying to be as commanding as possible. As we were with Ederson again. Having a lot of touches on the ball, Ederson. Nearly caused the goal about 5 minutes ago, passing it to Laporte, who's cut out by Smith Rowe, and that's a poor ball as well. Ederson kicks it out for a throw in towards the halfway line in the technical areas on the Arsenal left-hand side. Ronaldo, yeah. That's definitely the talk on the red side of Manchester. Maybe not on the blue side after a failed move. As soon as United were interested, it seemed like that was the only way Ronaldo was going. It's Holding, gets it now for Arsenal as they did win it back from that misplaced kick from Ederson. Tierney, down the line, towards Smith Rowe, out to play it goes, and it will be a throw-in for City, and it's taken quickly by Bernardo Silva, who throws it to his Portuguese teammate, Ruben Diaz, who played all the minutes for Portugal in the Euros, despite not getting past the round of 16, where they were defeated by Belgium 1-0. Ederson again, kick to the edge of the box to Cancelo, plays it into the left centre-back, Laporte, just in the 18-yard box, they look to build from the back, and here's Ederson again, right-footed, and it's a poor clearance right on the ground, picked up by Chambers, forward to Aubameyang, Xhaka's got it, and it's a shot by Ederson. I mean, it's a shot by Xhaka, saved by Ederson, but in the end, I think Xhaka was offside when he received it, but Ederson again rushed to kick it out, and with the right foot, he just cleared it along the ground, picked up by Chambers, played it forward to Aubameyang, who went round the corner to Xhaka, who was in the box because of the press that Arsenal were doing, and he got a shot away in the end with the right foot, but just offside, as Aubameyang tried to get it to him as quick as possible, so there's definitely chances there for Arsenal to score. If City are going to keep making mistakes like they are, Ederson does send it long towards Jesus, header won by Tierney. And in the Arsenal half, they do lose the possession as Xhaka was trying to rush it towards Smith Rowe on the left, but couldn't quite find him. Bit of a nervy start though for Ederson with some of his passing. So thanks for doing professional comments. Oh, thanks. It's absolutely fine. I hope everyone's enjoying, the people who are here. Please like, subscribe, it always helps. But yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm glad you're enjoying it yourself. Harry Kane stayed at Spurs as well. Mad, this transfer window. Yeah, this transfer window should be mental. Just every little bit about it. And then with the Ronaldo stuff, the last 48 hours, it's crazy, isn't it? Halfway line is João Cancelo tries to go forward. It's deflected by an Arsenal man and picked up by Ødegaard, and they can set the Saka away here on the right. He's bullied by two Manchester City players of Cancelo and Rodri, and he loses out in the end of Bukayo Saka. The man who did unfortunately miss the deciding penalty in the Euros. Absolute heartbreak for England. No excuse though for the racial abuse that came after for the likes of Sancho, Rashford and Saka. The fact they led us to a final in the first place was enough. So the fact they missed penalties, that is completely, look at some points, in other worlds and in other dimensions, Saka goes the other way and he scores and there's no issue. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Bukayo Saka does look like he's recovering from it well, and he's now playing again for Arsenal. Has got a free kick here for City on the right-hand side. It's going to be a booking for Kolasinac. I think he brought down Jesus, a ball over the top, which they like to do down the channel. He tried to bring it down, failed, and then just with his right arm, with his right hand, he just catches Jesus in the face. A little bit like Laporte did for City's second goal, and that wasn't given as a free kick. Kolasinac does get booked for it, and it's going to be a free kick on the right. But that's definitely something City are doing, getting balls down the channel, especially down this right-hand side, and just hoping they can make something of it like they have for the first goal, especially for Gundogan's. Just a hopeful ball down the channel, held up by Jesus. He ended up crossing it in the end and finding Gundogan. But they've got a free kick here on the right, similar to where Jesus crossed it for the first goal for Gundogan. Gundogan will be the one to cross it in himself. They've got players to aim for, that's for sure. They've got Rodri in there. I think Diaz and Laporte are also making their way up there as Gundogan will swing this in towards the far post, flicked away by Tierney, and it'll be a corner on the City left to be taken. So they've got another chance to whip it into the box and to try and make this advantage 3 instead of 2. Will Ronaldo play tomorrow? No, he will probably play after the international break, which I think is the 11th of September, where United take on Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken. as Gundogan makes his way to the opposite side of the pitch from where he took the free kick to take the corner. It'll be an in-swinger. He's met by a round of applause by the City players. The captain for today's game, Ilkay Gundogan. He's got great technique with a right-footed cross, but the technique doesn't match the quality of the cross. Straight into the hands of Bernd Leno, who tries to set Arsenal away quickly, rolls it to Callum Chambers on the edge of the 18-yard box. And Arsenal will come out from the back now with Kolasinac. Smith Rowe loses out to Jesus, but thankfully Jesus' tackle falls to Ødegaard. Xhaka inside the Arsenal half here. They're back on the edge of the 18-yard box with Holding. Good pressing from Manchester City. Holding left-footed clearance up the pitch. Aiming towards Tierney. Loses out to Walker. It's now Smith Rowe who gets onto the missing pieces. Smith Rowe was brought down and Gundogan cleared it out for a throw, thinking that it was a free kick, and he's ended up losing possession for City. Smith Rowe got on the end of it and tried to get forward. He was bundled to the ground by Rodri and Silva. Maybe a free kick. Wasn't given in the end, but they had a throw in and they'll build from it and look for a ball over the top again for Aubameyang. Won't quite get there ahead of Kyle Walker, and Walker will see that for a throw in right towards the corner flag. Not letting Aubameyang get anywhere near it. Was on the radar for City, rumours recently, Aubameyang for City for that striker position. Kyle Walker with the throw. It's going to go long towards Torres, who can't touch it into Jesus. Picked up by Tierney. It's now halfway line with Callum Chambers. Again, another diagonal ball down the left. Tierney will give chase and will get there with a headed touch forward into the box. Down the byline, brought to the ground by Kyle Walker. Goal kick in the end, and Martin Atkinson's not interested with the penalty appeal. I think they're going to have a look at it here. Walker, again, just not switched on. Letting Tierney get ahead of him, and he got a headed touch into the box down the byline, and no, nothing in that. No real touch there. Arteta wanted it, but yeah, not enough in that at all for a penalty kick. And City and Kyle Walker do get away with that. They got away with quite a lot of stuff today, City, as they go long up towards Torres. Can't win it on Holding. Fell in the end to Xhaka, who got a good challenge on Bernardo Silva, and he's set Smith Rowe away on the left here. Met by Rodri. Good tackle by Rodri as well. Doing what he does best. Picking up players, or picking off players and winning the ball back. It's now Ederson on the ball. Had a lot of outgoings as well, Manchester City. 12 players out, 7 of them loaned out. They're a lot of fringe players, but you've got the likes of Angelino leaving for Leipzig. Jack Harrison is now permanently at Leeds. Sergio Aguero and obviously Eric Garcia both heading to Barcelona for free. As Ederson sprays it to Walker, heads down the line. And Jesus will get there ahead of Kolasinac, and he will burst forward. He's got Smith Rowe pressuring him, but he works it to the left-hand side to Gundogan. Can't quite move it ahead of Ødegaard, and Arsenal have won it back. And then they lose it as Cedric's ball out wide right was awful. And City have the throw in their own half, and they're back in possession. I'd like to see City get Grealish more involved, if I'm going to be completely honest. Got the one start at the Euros, Jack Grealish, and did get his goal at his home debut against Norwich, where he played 75 minutes. Close to 100 Premier League appearances as well. This is number 99 for him. On that left-hand side, he's not had much going for him. Jesus tries to ball in behind again for Torres. Intercepted. And Arsenal try and get forward, but they're not quick enough. Good pressing from City. Gundogan wins it back, and it's now with Aymeric Laporte. Rodri, centre circle. Ball forward into Gundogan. Picks up the pockets of space, does he? And he does it so well. It's now with Jack Grealish. He can run one-on-one. This is what he's best at. Just shifts into Cancelo, who's just behind him as the space was cut off for him. And Cancelo, he takes on Cedric. What a move. Tries to get a cross in. And it goes onto the side netting. On his weak side, Cancelo couldn't quite work the cross into the box. Out for a goal kick in the end. But what a move on Cedric. Looks like he was going to go back towards Grealish. Flipped it and through his legs. Down the byline. That is unbelievable. By João Cancelo. Oh, looks like he was going to go backwards, maybe restart with maybe going it back to Rodri. But no, flipped the switch and got it through the legs of Cedric, and that was absolutely unbelievable by Cancelo. It didn't end up being anything because he couldn't quite get the cross in like he would have wanted to. But still, fantastic from Cancelo, showing the skills he does have. as he is making his 80th Manchester City appearance as well. João Cancelo signed a couple of seasons back from Juventus in a swap deal, which included Danilo and a bit of cash on the side. There's Leno from the goal kick. Right-hand side, it will go. Won by Cancelo. Held back forward by Chambers. Now Cedric tries to clear. Oh, it should be a City throw in that, I think. Cedric cleared it. Came off Cancelo, and I think it deflected back off Cedric, but the linesman gave it as Arsenal throw-in. Chambers has been forced back to Leno in the Arsenal goal. Think back towards Cedric. Loses out to Cancelo. Headed forward to Grealish. Works it to Gundogan. Then back forward to Cancelo. Will get there ahead of Xhaka. It's a late challenge, and this could be a red. It's just a yellow for Granit Xhaka. And it's a red. Oh, it is. He's already on a booking. I thought Xhaka had already been booked. And when you're on a booking, you are stupid to fly into a challenge like that. The ball was there to be won for both Cancelo and Xhaka. And the way he's gone in is just so stupid. Grealish got it to Gundogan. He played it forward to Cancelo. It was a weak pass. So it's on for both players to go for it. But he's gone absolutely flying in. The stupidity of Granit Xhaka amazes me every time I see him play. That is just beyond comprehensible. I just don't understand. He's gone absolutely flying in. Stood showing. He may have won the ball, but the way he's gone in. He has just took any sort of chance for Arsenal to get back in it. Arteta maybe thinks it's a red, but that's probably biased to Arsenal. If I'm Arteta, I am raging at Granit Xhaka, one of your more experienced players. Some Arsenal fans are already making it towards the exits. They're already having enough. They want to get an early train home back to London. But Granit Xhaka, shame on you. That is beyond anything. When you're on a yellow, I think it's a straight red anyway. But when you're on a yellow card already, walk off that pitch and keep your head down low, because that is embarrassing. Do not even look your manager in the eyes. Arteta's gone towards him and slapped him on the backside, but I won't be doing that. I'd be giving him a few words. Granit Xhaka sent off, fourth red card for Arsenal. All four of them red cards coming in the Premier League, and he deserves nothing less. Stupid. And he's showing his inexperience when, in fact, he should be showing his experience and not going into challenges like that when on a booking. Free kick will be taken by Gundogan, and it's headed out and away from a corner for Manchester City. And it is now 11 versus 10. It's 2-0 City, and we've still got another half of football to play. And they've not even got a defensive midfielder on the pitch. They've got Ødegaard and Smith Rowe. They don't have any holding midfielders on the pitch now, so they're going to have to make a change at half-time. They've got Mohamed El Neni and Albert Sambi Lokonga to maybe come on. But what on earth was that challenge? City fans are delighted, especially the fact that Cancelo seems okay after the challenge. He's back on his feet and playing. Gundogan in swinging corner, headed away by Chambers to the far post where Jesus lays it into Torres and it deflects off. I think Kieran Tierney, who's getting the well done by his teammates for blocking it, and it's another corner. Thanks for everyone who's here, by the way. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the commentary. I'm enjoying the game. But that Granit Xhaka red card has just made it the biggest uphill battle possible for Arsenal. Not like it was already hard enough, as, again, Gundogan comes to the City right-hand side to take this outswinging corner this time. Yeah, thanks to everyone who has already subscribed as well. We're very close to 600. If we could do that today, that would actually make my week. I've been trying to get 600 for so long. But here comes Gundogan. Martin Atkinson blows the whistle to allow play to continue. Near post, headed away by Smith Rowe towards Jesus, who heads it back once more to Cancelo. Works it to the left to Grealish. Again, stood up one-on-one with Cedric. Gets it down the line to Ferran Torres, who drifted to the left. Works onto his right foot. Plays it back into Grealish again. Tries to burst in towards the box. Lays it off to Rodri. And then back out to Torres, who's been left with a lot of space. Who will cross it, headed away by Smith Rowe as far as Bernardo Silva, who nods it back to Kyle Walker. City in absolute control. Jesus on the right. Good cross in, and it's helped on by Aymeric Laporte, but it's come off last from Rob Holding. And another corner for City again. They're absolutely bombarding Arsenal with corners. Surely one of them's got to come up soon. with a goal. Quite a few corners in quick succession for City. Gundogan's taking all of them, trying to maybe add an assist to his tally. Got the 5 assists last season, was obviously more involved in the goal scoring, Gundogan, despite being that creative midfielder, on paper. Can he make this one work? Gundogan swings it in, helped away by Leno. Good goalkeeping there, punch away. And once again, it's nodded down by Ferran Torres on the edge, back to Cancelo. Out wide left to Bernardo Silva. He's going to help it towards no City player. Saka picks it up, but then takes too long on it. Pickpocketed by, I think that was Diaz in the end. It's now Jesus. Forward to Torres. Back to Walker. This is all in the Arsenal half now. We've got 5 minutes left in. Arteta and Arsenal would not want half-time to come any quicker. It's Grealish. Can he have an impact on the game now that they're playing against 10 men? Can they use that extra man to their advantage and get Grealish into better positions? Gundogan into Rodri. Just patient play, waiting for the gaps to appear. They don't have to rush. They've already got 2 goals to their name, and it looks like Arsenal are going to be going 3 games in the Premier League and 3 losses. Cancelo, a little cheeky ball over the top towards Jesus, who's come from right to left, making that diagonal run. Leno does pick up the pass in the end, but good thinking by Jesus, and it does seem like a lively front three. Grealish, Jesus and Torres. And you've got to remember, Ferran Torres and Jesus especially, who were kind of fringe players last year, picking up the appearance here and there, but not starters. They have a point to prove, and they're playing really well today as Leno goes long towards Aubameyang, dealt with by City in the end as Diaz hooks it away. And Torres holds it up, who's just playing on the right-hand side for now. Now to Rodri, who were both part of the Spain squad who got to the semi-finals in the Euros. Rodri and Torres. Cancelo finds Grealish, enters the Arsenal half. Finds Gundogan into Cancelo, or takes it too slow. Grealish made a run in behind as space was created as Gundogan played it back to Cancelo, but Cancelo took too long to notice the run, and by the time he played the pass for the run, Grealish had already give up on it because he'd strayed offside. Gives Arsenal a chance to get back in possession. Leno clears it up the field first time. They're struggling here. Arsenal gets it to Aubameyang, who tries to head it towards the teammate, but it doesn't fall to Smith Rowe. City back in possession again as Laporte forces it back to Ederson. Rodri gets the return. Ederson. It's full green goalkeeper kit. Plays a ball forward. Oh, it's through the gap to Torres. What a ball. He'll burst forward and find Grealish on the left. Will he cut inside for a shot, or will he get a pull back into the box? It looks like he's going to pull it back towards Jesus, and it's 3 for Manchester City. Grealish with the assist. And every time he gets on the ball, you just worry for the opposition. It's an absolute nightmare for Arsenal coming to the Etihad again and getting absolutely thrashed by Guardiola. And Grealish, the last 5 or so minutes, has been sniffing in behind, trying to make it work. And once they got through the gap, Ferran Torres had no other thought in his mind but to get Grealish on the ball. He took it in, one-on-one, entered the box, just sending Callum Chambers ragged, not knowing if he's going to cut in, go on the outside. He went on the outside, pulled it back instead of going for the shot. Unselfish play from Grealish. He just had to find a boy in blue, and that boy was the Brazilian of Gabriel Jesus. Unmarked. How he's unmarked is beyond me. Kalasanak's nowhere near him. And as he pulled it back with the outside of his right foot, Jesus took a touch, left-footed, helped it in. Tierney couldn't deflect it away from off the line. And Jesus scores again for Manchester City. He didn't get his goal last week after a man-of-the-match performance. He was the creator last week for not against Norwich for City, but this time he's the goal scorer. Grealish is the creator. Jesus gets his first. Oh, and City have got it back here. Grealish in the box here as he just loses out in the end, but Arsenal nearly giving it away on the edge of their own box there. But yeah, Jesus last week was the creator. This week, for this goal, he's the goal scorer. Grealish assists. And City are in dreamland here as Grealish picks it up again as Arsenal just cannot keep the ball, especially with 10 men as well. Closing in half-time. Cancelo gets a ball inside to Gundogan. He's already got one. Helps it into the box to Ferran Torres, who's drifted out wide left. He takes on Chambers. Tries to work a cross in, but it's blocked in the end, and it falls to Grealish. He's got all the time in the world to find his option. He helps a cross in towards Jesus. Dealt with by Kolasinac, who can only head it behind for a corner. Arsenal, after such a good 5 minutes, after such a good opening 5 minutes, they've absolutely crumbled in every way possible. They've lost a player, they've conceded 3, and it could be 4. Taking quickly the corner into their box, it goes by Gundogan, headed away by Holding, and it will fall to Saka. Finds Aubameyang, good slide challenge from Gundogan. Bernardo Silva. That's a throw in the end for Arsenal as they can breathe a little bit. Yes, lad, yes, Brunsey. This is going to get very Brunsey. Yep, it could. Grealish is looking like he's on it now. Weren't really working the ball to him very often, City, but now with the extra man, they can go down the right and left. They've not even got a defensive midfielder on the pitch here, Arsenal. Their only real holding defensive midfielder was Xhaka, and they've lost that now. As they get it down the line, Arsenal from the throw-in, but only as far as City is. Rodri tries to go back, lifts it, and in the end it's just to be headed away by Laporte. 3 minutes added on. Diaz hooks away into the Arsenal half, headed on by Torres, out for a throw-in for Arsenal. What a half. Ferran Torres with a goal, Jesus with a goal, and the Grealish with an assist. So that City front three contributing in the way that Guardiola wants them to. And like I said, who needs Kane and Ronaldo when you've got Ferran Torres and Gabriel Jesus up front? Tierney goes for a diagonal switch towards Cedric, easily dealt with by Cancelo, heads it back to Ederson, who roll it out to Rodri, number 16. Thanks to everyone who's here, by the way. This is great numbers for a stream. Usually get about 5 or 6 usually, so to see 18 is absolutely fantastic. So thank you to everyone who is here and is enjoying the stream. Like I said, commentaries every year, for every season, every week. Jesus on the right. Looking so lively and full of confidence, and that's what Jesus needs. Confidence. Now Aguero's gone, he's kind of out of his shadow a little bit. I know he wants to go out wide now, but you know, Jesus will be wanting game time now, and Jesus will be looking at Guardiola going, look, I'm delivering, I'm getting assists and goals. You want to be playing me more often ahead of the likes of Sterling and Mahrez. Diaz, looking for a ball in behind, a little bit misplaced there. Can roll out for a goal kick. Jesus gave chase, but Diaz didn't quite catch the pass like he would have wanted to. Kind of scuffed it a little bit and out it went. Guardiola still doesn't look too happy, even though he's 3-0 up. He is a man who demands high quality. He's won the World's Best Coach Award 2 times. 3 Premier League, 2 Champions Leagues, 3 La Ligas. Started his professional managing career at Barcelona. That says a lot. Your first job's Barcelona. And then Bayern and then City. It's not a bad CV, is it? He's close to 300 City games now as manager. This is 299. He's won 221. Looks like that'll be 222. And he's now scored 742 goals as City manager. Absolutely insane numbers for Guardiola. As they're just knocking it about with this additional time coming up to a close now. Got 50 seconds left of the half. They're in their own half themselves with Kyle Walker, who will enter Arsenal territory. Just lay it off to Jesus, the number 9. He's now with Ruben Diaz, the 1 goal for him last season. That was against West Ham in the Premier League. He'll want to add a few more goals to his record. Cancelo forces it back to Laporte. It's not Walker. Can they maybe get one more with 15 seconds left of added on time? That's now Bernardo Silva. They're in the final third now. Jesus is in support. He gets it to him. Plays it through to the gap to Torres. Holds it up. Plays the cross, trying to look for Grealish. Attempted to find him. Couldn't quite squeeze it to him in the end. And it will be a throw-in as it's cleared. And I think that's it. I think that'll be half-time. Grealish likes the idea from Torres, trying to find him. Couldn't quite find him, but I don't think he'll care. Manchester City have a 3-goal lead at home to Arsenal. They have won 8 games in a row against Arsenal in the Premier League, and it looks like they're going to make it 9. Arsenal going for the 3-4-3 formation. They got off to a decent start the first 5 minutes. Was it a decent start, or was City just being a bit too slow? They got a few crosses into the box. They were having possession, Arsenal. And then from the 5th minute onwards, it went all downhill. City's first chance came to Gundogan with a cross from Jesus on the right-hand side. That ended up in a goal. 1 chance, 1 goal. That's all that City needed once they got the gears up 1 or 2. And then 5 minutes later, Ferran Torres picked up a nice little goal. Left-footed finish past Bernd Leno from 5 yards out. Poor cross in from Bernardo Silva as they were trying to work a clever cross from a free kick, Manchester City. And in the end, Cedric, instead of clearing it, away and forward. He instead it skimmed off him and went backwards. It deflected past all Arsenal defenders and then into the path as well of Ferran Torres, who had the easy chance with his weaker left foot to just lift it past Leno. Easy goal for Ferran Torres, his first of the season, repaying the favours to Guardiola, who started him in every single Premier League game so far this season. And then from there, it was City dominance. They did nearly concede at 2-0 around the 20th minute mark, where Ederson was trying to play a cross goal to Laporte. It was intercepted by Smith Rowe, and instead of deflecting off his foot into the back of the net, it just went right across the goal and wide of the post. So Ederson got away with that one, but other than that, Arsenal haven't really had a clear-cut chance at goal. They've only had one shot. And then a little bit after that, with 10 minutes left of the half, Granit Xhaka, bear in mind, already on a yellow card. He went absolutely flying in with a 50-50 challenge on Cancelo. The ball was there to be won. He went absolutely flying over the top challenge, stood showing. Easy red card decision for Martin Atkinson, and that's made it even harder. They have no defensive midfielder, Arsenal, and then just before half-time, Gabriel Jesus, who I said was the creative player last week against Norwich with 2 assists. He didn't get a goal. He's got the goal he deserved in the Norwich game today. Nice little finish, worked by Grealish, easy cut back, easy goal for City, easy 3 points, and Arsenal had a good 5 minutes, and other than that, they've been absolutely shocking. Granit Xhaka sent off, and it looks like they're going to be going 3 losses out of 3, and that is half-time today's game so far. What do we think? Get in the chat. Let's have a chat about the game if you're watching. What do we think? I just cannot believe Granit Xhaka's red card, if I'm going to be honest. Just beyond me why he did it. And he's just put his team in just a lot of trouble. Was Granit Xhaka already on a yellow? Because I thought he was. Because Martin Atkinson got out a yellow card. He gave him a yellow and then a red. That's why I'm saying it was his second booking. But even if it wasn't, it was a straight red anyway. So it doesn't really matter, does it? It was just... it's just shocking. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks to everyone who's here. We got like, a healthy man. We had 19 at one point. Like I said, I don't get that many usually, so it was great to see. Thank you to everyone who joined and all the subscribers and the likes. 4 away from 600, which I'm trying to hit as soon as possible. But yeah, fantasy. If you've got City and you've survived Pet Roulette, I think you're on for a storm. I've only got the one player in City for my team, and yeah, it is Jack Grealish. So I've got some points with his assist. But if you're watching the game, get something in the chat. Come on, I'm here to be spoken to. Let's not get a dry chat. For me, it's just that Xhaka red card. I just cannot believe he went in the way he did. I'm trying to find if he was already booked, because I've just presumed he was already booked because Martin Atkinson got out a yellow card and then showed him a red. So I'm presuming Xhaka was yellow carded at some point in the half. Trying to find when he was, but it doesn't say. Cedric was yellow carded, so was Kolasinac. It doesn't say Xhaka was. I'm trying to find if he actually was, because unless Martin Atkinson thought about giving him the yellow, then thought, actually, no, that was a red. It might have been one of them. No, it was a straight red, so I don't know why Martin Atkinson had his yellow card out, unless he maybe got confused about a certain player being on a booking, maybe thought he'd booked Xhaka, maybe booked Xhaka, not Kolasinac. I have no idea. But it doesn't say Xhaka was yellow carded, so that was a straight red challenge. Rightly so, it was just so dangerous and not needed. Yeah, Martin Atkinson had the yellow out and then decided to go for the red instead. But what an opening 45 for City. Don't get me wrong, those first 5 minutes, they were slow. That's why Arsenal looked half decent in the first 5 minutes, because they were getting in behind and capitalising on City, giving away the ball really easily, having a few bad touches. But then from there, it was just, Yeah, like I said, just looking at Sky here, it says Granit Xhaka picks up a fourth red card of his Arsenal career. My stats are on point at least. That's what I said when he got sent off. Fourth red card for Arsenal, all of them coming in the Premier League. Yeah, Granit Xhaka with the new contract at Arsenal, and he's repaying them by getting sent off. But yeah, this Arsenal performance has been nothing but shocking. Literally, they had the first good 5 minutes, like I said, about 100 times. And then that was it. Nothing happened since. It was all shocking from there, all downhill from there. And then literally City's first half decent attack was a goal with Gundogan. A hopeful ball down the right-hand side. Jesus held it up, got it to Bernardo Silva, then got it back into Jesus, who had a better angle for a cross. Yeah, they're showing it now. Here we go. Got it into Bernardo Silva. He couldn't get a crossing himself. Jesus was free on the far right. Swung it in. Keeper didn't come in the end. Chambers lost his man of Ilkay Gundogan. And in his 13th appearance against the Gunners for Gundogan, he gets his first goal in the fixture. So in his 12th appearance against Arsenal, it's his first goal in the fixture. And then for the second one, Jesus, awful cross. Cedric could not have done anything worse with the clearance than playing it into the man with the space. But yeah, Laporte does it. Chambers in the face. I'm surprised they didn't give that a foul, I know they're trying to let a few more things go, but he did hit him in the face. But City fans won't complain. And then for the third goal, Ederson, nice ball through to Torres, who just stormed forward. Grealish could not be contained by Callum Chambers. Did not know which way he was going to go. Went on the outside, pulled it back. Jesus in the 6-yard area. Easy finish. And City are now 3-0 up against Arsenal. And you can only feel sorry for some of those supporters who've made the travel on this early Saturday lunchtime kickoff. The second half will be underway in 5 minutes time, I think now. But yeah, that red card was just something else. Like I said, Gundogan played forward to Cancel. The ball's there to be won, and the way he went in. Oh my, what's he doing? I know he got the ball, but I think he may have even caught Cancelo a little bit. Yeah, red card in the end. Just embarrassing, walking it for Xhaka to go off like that. Straight red as well. Straight red. I think for Arsenal, who some fans are already going home. Like, surely, obviously, I know they're going to get beat about 4, 5, 6-0 probably, because they've got 10 men, not just because I'm not being disrespectful, it's just because they have got 10 men, so it's going to be hard for them to do anything. If you made the travel this morning down to Manchester from London, or you stayed overnight, would you not just see it out and just stay instead of leaving after 45 minutes that didn't go your way? Do you know what I mean? It seems like a bit of a waste, but then again, should you want to put up and watch just absolute shocking performances from your team? I know they beat West Brom 6-0, but that was their under-23s team with a few senior players. That's nothing to write home about beating West Brom. That West Brom team, if West Brom played their first team, because I've watched them now, good few times West Brom, watched them against Bournemouth on the opening day, and I watched them against Sheffield United as well, commentated on that one. And I'm impressed. I think if West Brom came up with Valérien Ismaël as their manager, the former Barnsley man, they could be dangerous. Their 3-4-3 system, their long throw-ins, they would have seriously give Arsenal a game if they played their first team. They obviously have different priorities. They want to get promotion. They want to just focus on that. So they kind of half just gave Arsenal the win and gave some youngsters a run out to maybe see if they can be a part of their first team plans for West Brom. But if that West Brom team played their first team, that game would have been a different story. But they played their under-23s with a few senior players to give them minutes, and they got beat 6-0. It is what it is. But that's nothing to write home about. That 6-0. Aubameyang should be scoring a hat-trick against those kind of players. I don't think he'll be getting another hat-trick today. That was his 10th in his career, by the way. Aubameyang, 10th career hat-trick, 3rd for Arsenal. That's respectful, but, you've got to be scoring goals against them. But, yeah, if they played against West Brom's first team, with the way they play under their new manager, could have been a different story. Could have been a different story. But let's have a look at the fantasy team. Grealish is my only player currently playing. My team is Sanchez of Brighton, Amati. I know Leicester were beaten 4-1. I commentated on Monday. We're beaten 4-1, but he's going to go in because I play Norwich away, so they might keep a clean sheet there. Dunk as well. I've got triple Brighton. Sanchez, Dunk and Trossard. I've got Cresswell as well. I've brought in for... can't remember who I replaced him with. And then got Salah, Fernandes, Grealish, Trossard, Calvert-Lewin, Ings and Antonio. Chilwell on the bench, but I think I will be changing that because it just looks like he's a bit like Pep Roulette. It's Tuchel Roulette because they can either play Chilwell left wing back or Alonso's playing really well. Simicast on the bench, obviously gonna have to get rid of him at some point as well because even though he's done really well, getting 17 points at the start of the season, Robertson's back, and then I've got Gilmore as well on the bench as well for Norwich. Yeah, come on. I need to do well with the fantasy team. I used my triple captain last week. Made me want to cry, if I'm going to be completely honest. Triple captain Salah against Burnley in the early kickoff. They say never trust an early kickoff, and I'm learning every year from fantasy. And because I've always started playing it like a couple seasons ago. But yeah, that was an absolute stinker. Salah 9 points. They got 75 points though in the end. Antonio returned, Ings returned, Calvert-Lewin returned, Grealish did as well. Simicast, Dunk, Sanchez. So it wasn't the worst of weeks. And then my first week, I did decent 91. Sanchez, Dunk got me 2 points. Digne got me 2 points. Amati got me 6 with a clean sheet. Fernandes with 20. Trossard with 2. Grealish with 1. Salah with 34. Antonio with 13. Ings with 2. And then Bamford with 2 as well. So Bamford's out of my team now for Calvert-Lewin. The second half will be getting underway in a couple minutes now. I'll get the time already. What score will it be? What score will it be? It's mad to think that these two fixtures last year in the Premier League were both 1-0. Raheem Sterling goals. Arsenal's last win at the Etihad was back in December 2015 where they won 2-1. What? No, Arsenal's last Premier League win against City was 2-1 at home in December 2015. I think I remember Yaya Toure scoring an absolute beauty of a consolation goal. When their last win at the Etihad before that was in the same season. They did the double over them, played them in January 2015. Sorry, the season before that. Sorry, and beat them 2-0 in January 2015. Cazorla scoring a penalty and then Giroud scoring in the second half. So, in the last, 6 years, there's not been much success at this ground for Arsenal, unfortunately. And it looks like it's not going to change that way today. Arteta must make a change, surely, with Xhaka coming off. Well, getting sent off. They don't have a defensive midfielder in there. I'll be shocked if they don't make a change. Yeah, there we go. Mohamed Elneny will be replacing an unfortunate Bukayo Saka. One of them had to come off. And Elneny is the one to come on, and Saka's the one who's going to be sacrificed. And we've got a city change as well. Alexander Zinchenko will be replacing Kyle Walker. Got to remember, Kyle Walker is coming back from the Euros, and so is Zinchenko, and he's not had many minutes yet, Zinchenko, so they'll want to get him up to speed, and this is probably the perfect game to get him up to speed. So gives Kyle Walker a little bit of a rest, who also have a little bit off it today, Kyle Walker. Gave away the ball quite a lot, unnecessarily. But Zinchenko's on because he's coming back from the Euros. They need to get him back up to speed. Perfect game to do it. So 2 changes. Elneny replacing Saka for Arsenal and Zinchenko replacing Walker. So Zinchenko will go to left back and Cancelo will go to a more natural right back position. And we're back underway. City kicking right to left, Arsenal left to right. City will kick off. And they're going to keep control of possession here. as they want to add to this 3-goal lead they've already got. Laporte border in the Arsenal half. Ruben Diaz. Now João Cancelo swapping sides for this second half. Gundogan, the goal scorer for the first goal, and here's Zinchenko. Grealish, new player to link up with now. Grealish, the Ukrainian. There's Gundogan, sees a switch on to Cancelo. Great ball, takes it in very nicely. Outside of the boot cross, what a ball, and it goes all the way through. Neither Jesus or Bernardo Silva in the box could divert it towards goal. Great switch from Gundogan, seeing the space there for Cancelo. Tierney getting run ragged already. And then outside of the boot, ball in by Cancelo. It's just a beautiful technique. Didn't quite come off though in the end. Leno will take the goal kick. It is his 100th Premier League appearance today, Leno, and it will be one to forget, that's for sure. This is his 6th appearance against City, and it looks like he'll be losing all 6 of them as they lose the ball again. They went long with the goal kick. Aubameyang flicked it on, and it couldn't be kept in by Cedric. And City are back in possession. Because when Arsenal have beaten City recently, he's not been in nets, like for the FA Cup semi-final. A couple of seasons ago, Emi Martinez was the man in net for that game. And Aubameyang scored a double. Looks like it's going to be attack versus defence for this second half. A little bit easier for the commentary. It's Grealish finds Gundogan a little bit deeper, looking for those balls to break the defence. He goes across to Rodri, then forward and into the space for Cancelo, who can work across in first time again. A little bit too high and too much on it, and it will go all the way across to the opposite side for a throw-in for Arsenal. He's a little bit frustrated with himself there, Cancelo, but it won't be the only chance he gets to cross the ball in, so he'll learn from those mistakes and he will get the ball right at one point, I presume. It's just difficult with those high crosses in for Manchester City because, you know, their squad's pretty small aerially, so you know, they'll have to deal with maybe some low crosses instead as Arsenal try and play out from the back from the throw-in, but they're just suffocated in their own half, and City can easily pick the ball back up with Laporte. Now Zinchenko on the left, working his way forward towards the left wing position. Gundogan into the midfield to Rodri, helping it across to Jesus on the right. And once more to João Cancelo, who's had a vibrant start to this second half. Rodri, Cancelo again. To Ruben Diaz. Zinchenko. Gundogan into Bernardo Silva. Here's Grealish. Through towards Bernardo Silva. Too much on it again. Bernardo Silva appreciates the pass. I think he takes a little bit of the blame there himself. Bernardo Silva saying, I should have been the one latching onto that ball. It's not quite the same wavelength. But that's the thing with Grealish going into this City team. It's going to be a learning curve to get onto the same path as the players, you know, the same wavelength. I think he's getting some instructions from Pep Guardiola here. He is on Guardiola's side here on the left, so he'll be getting bombarded with instructions, Jack Grealish. But that's what he wants, to learn from the best. Leno with the goal kick, header back forward by Laporte over towards Grealish. Can't win the header on Chambers. That's towards Aubameyang, I think, is coming back from an offside position. He is, and free kick for City, taken quickly over towards Cancelo in the City half. It's mad to think when Arsenal last won here, they were title challengers, you know. At the times, you know, that season, City finished second and Arsenal third. So they were up there, challenging, and, you know, the season after that, in the 2015-16 season, they actually came second, just behind Leicester City, and just leapfrogged Tottenham on the last day. So it's mad how things can change in the matter of 5 years. It's now being labelled as a mid-table team as Grealish pokes through towards Bernardo Silva in the box. Get the shots away! Good save by Leno. Failed to be cleared. Rodri deflects off Torres, comes towards Bernardo Silva. Cedric can clear in the end. My word. Living life on the edge here, Arsenal. Good save by Leno. Gundogan goes for that switch against Cancelo. It's the third time that's happened now. Pulls it back towards Jesus on the edge of the box. Then back once more to Diaz. It's now Gundogan who's deploying a deeper role and will shoot from deep. It's blocked by Holding. Picked up by Smith Rowe. Will this be a chance? Nice little ball over the top to the left to Aubameyang. And he's tackled by Cancelo. Kicks it out for a throw-in. Arsenal can at least push up the pitch a little bit. Good save there from Leno at the near post. Poked through by Grealish again. Bernardo Silva just about able to get the shot away. Nearly parried into a very dangerous area by Leno, but he was dealt with in the end by his defence. Elneny's been forced all the way back to the goalkeeper, Bernd Leno. Again, another ball long and to the left-hand side this time towards Tierney. Won't win the header on Cancelo. Headed forward towards Gundogan, picks it up against Elneny. It's now Rodri. Jesus relaxes the ball in the City half and goes over to the left centre-back, Aymeric Laporte. And then once more forward to Alexander Zinchenko, who got a goal and an assist against Sweden in the Euros in that round of 16 to get the quarter-final against England, which they eventually lost 4-0 in the end in Rome. Very bright player, though, Zinchenko for Ukraine. Won their Player of the Year back in 2019. Yet to score in the Premier League, Zinchenko. 63rd attempt today. Gundogan. Rodri playing in a bit more in an advanced position, Rodri, in the second half. Cancelo. Rodri. Gundogan. Found in space, 25 yards away from goal. Does he fancy a shot? No good. Across to Grealish on the edge. He now enters the box. Gets onto his right foot, tries a shot. Blocked. Back to Gundogan. City keep it alive. Zinchenko. Back to Laporte. Forward to Rodri. Back into Zinchenko. Across to Jesus. In behind to Ferran Torres. Is he onside? Play continues. He lays it off to Rodri! What a goal from Rodri! He doesn't get many, but when he does, they are usually absolute beauties. And there's no different with this one. There's a question of offside if Ferran Torres was just a little bit too eager to get in behind. The flag didn't go up, so the goal stands for now. Rodri with the goal. It's his third goal in the Premier League. And the number 16, the Fernandinho replacement, surely when he retires or leaves the club. Ferran Torres, he's well onside. Cedric again. Same last Sunday for Lukaku's goal. Cedric playing too deep. He tried to go in behind for Torres. The space wasn't there, so he had to look backwards, and he found found Rodri. Perfect layoff by Torres, where he could just allow for Rodri just to walk onto the ball and hit it first time and stroke it inside the post. Curls it into that bottom right corner. It's a beautifully placed goal from Rodri. He got 2 Premier League goals last season in 53 appearances in all competitions. He's now got 1 already this season. And that's a beauty of a goal for the Spaniard. As Arsenal trying to come forward, Tierney picking it up from Cancelo, but no one's there in support. 4-0. This is just getting from bad to worse. But Rodri, what a goal. What a fantastic goal. Beautifully placed from the Spaniard. It's his 7th goal for City now. It's since he arrived. Yeah, 2 goals last season, both in the Premier League. I said it's his 3rd goal in the Premier League. It's definitely not. He's had a few more. He scored against West Ham and Burnley, so it might be his 5th, if I want to get that right. Let's have a look. That's the beauty of working from home when you're commentating at my level. Let's have a look. Gundogan's got it. It's Bernardo Silva in the final third. Works it to the left-hand side to Zinchenko. Then into Grealish. Can he get another goal today? Zinchenko. Gundogan. Bernardo Silva on the left. Pulls it across. It deflects. And it's out for a corner. Ferran Torres threw himself at it. He's having an absolute field day up front. He's very much enjoying himself. Deflects off Chambers and away for a corner. Look. Rodri. Stats by club. It's his 5th in the Premier League. No, they won't count that goal yet, so it'll be his 6th, won't it? Yeah. 6th in the Premier League. Got 2 last season against Aston Villa and Spurs, and then got 3 the season before that against West Ham, Burnley and Norwich. So it's his 6th in the Premier League. It's his 3rd in his last 2 seasons. May not quite get me stats right there on the spot. But here comes the corner for Manchester City. We're 10 minutes into the second half. Can they make it 5? Gundogan, what a ball in. It's headed away by Kolasinac. Good header that in the end. It falls to Zinchenko! Deflects, and it's way for a corner again. They're getting closer and closer here, City. This could be a demolition job. Here comes Gundogan on the opposite side. Can City score from one of these Gundogan corners? They've tried multiple times, but not quite got one right yet. They've got plenty of good options in the box. Here we go again. Oh, catch in the end by Leno, to be fair. Comes out and just stops the ball dead in his arms. And Arsenal will be making a positive substitution. Lacazette will be coming on. It actually depends who he replaces. Might just be a like-for-like swappers. The Arsenal fans look like they're enjoying themselves in the away end, just giving themselves something to laugh at. A bit of dancing. You know, you might as well take it on the chin and just enjoy yourself at the end of the day when you're 4-0 down. Gundogan deep in the City midfield. Crosses that border from the City half into the Arsenal half. It's now Grealish. Sees a switch to Cancelo. Doesn't quite come off. Cut out by Tierney, who will just about keep it in play on the far left. Will burst forwards. Not got real options ahead of him. He'll keep going. Blocked off in the end. And a free kick he wins. Well played from the Scotsman, former Celtic player. Didn't really have many options there, so he tried to get down the left-hand side. His run was cynically blocked off by the most recent goal scorer for City, Rodri. As Sterling will be coming on for Manchester City. Please don't be Grealish. Don't be Grealish. Oh, it's Bernardo Silva. Okay. My fantasy team's okay still. I need Grealish to be scoring in these games. Oh, I've turned the echo on. Sorry. I've got a thing on my mic where the echo can go on. I just caught it there. So another change here. Bernardo Silva has been fantastic today in the 57 minutes he's been on. He was on the bench against Tottenham, but he's got the full 90 against Norwich, and he's been subbed off here against Arsenal, and it allows Grealish to drop into midfield and Sterling to take a left wing position. Did get a goal against Norwich despite not starting last week. Smith Rowe gets it from the free kick, overruns it, easily won back by Cancelo, and the counter-attack's on. Jesus forward to Sterling, he's just come on, tries to slip it through, no real direction on the pass. Not sure if he was looking for Torres or Grealish, didn't find any of them in the end. Cleared out for a throw on the City right-hand side in the end by Arsenal. It's really sad. Yeah, it's sad really, isn't it? I mean, depends how you look at it. It's just not been good enough, and when you've got a player like Xhaka getting sent off for the way he did, it's just poor. So I said it was a positive change bringing Lacazette on, but they're just doing a swap. They're like for like. Aubameyang who's been stuck up front, not being able to do anything, not supported at all. He comes off and will be replaced by Lacazette. Remember, these two were both ill recently, so they just come back from illness, settling them in. And like I said, Aubameyang, he's been deserted up front for the whole game. He's had no support, especially after the red card. So not his fault. He'll be replaced by Lacazette. Get him another 30 minutes in the tank. He will take the captain's armband, Alexandre Lacazette. As Laporte has it. Did score in the Euros, Aymeric Laporte against Slovakia. And did score against Norwich last week. Ruben Diaz. Rodri. 1-2 with Cancelo. Sterling. Looks like he's give a bit of a free roam actually. Looks like it might be a 4-2-4 for City. That is really dangerous. So Gundogan and Rodri playing in midfield, and then a front four of Grealish, Sterling, Jesus and Torres. It's been worked. Zinchenko tries to pull back. Cedric is the one who blocks it off, but Ferran Torres picks it back up in the box and works it to the left again. It's now Grealish. Twisting, turning, back heeling it into Ferran Torres. Zinchenko again, a few 1-2s of Jesus, and Jesus can bring it forward. He gets into the box. Can he work a shot? You know, he's tackled by El Neni. Ball drops to Gundogan. And wide right, it goes to Rodri. Plays it to the path of Cancelo. First time, pull back, blocked off by Kolasinac. Cleared by Tierney. Arsenal survive another onslaught of a City attack. Back over to Zinchenko. Sorry if the stream just slightly cut out there. I do apologise. We are back. Going to make another change. God, don't bring off Grealish. Please, Pep. Please. Mahrez is coming on. Jesus. Gundogan. He's playing it on the edge of the box here. Trying to find their way through. It's the Grealish. Bit of space. Uses Zinchenko the left back. And they cut it out of play. City will just be given the possession back, and they weren't really going anywhere at that moment in time. So Zinchenko just cut it out and it allowed the substitute to take place. Riyad Mahrez coming off for Jesus. We survive the fantasy. A lot of fantasy players will have Jesus. He's been really good and he's been great again today. A goal and an assist. He got 2 assists last week. A goal and an assist this week against Arsenal. He looks like he's really starting to grow as a player. He's been at City for a very long time now. Gabriel Jesus joining January 2017 from Brazil. El Palmeiras. And he's starting to really grow as a player. And I think he will be really good for City this year. He'll be replaced by Mahrez. So I'm not sure what that means in terms of the formation. I think he'll still be a 4-2-4. So we're back underway. City giving possession again. Ruben Diaz. How bad can this get for Arsenal? That's my question. I think the last time 6 goals were scored at the Etihad was back in a game in December of 2013 where City did win 6-3. Aguero, Negredo, David Silva and Yaya Toure scoring a goal each, and then Fernandinho scored 2 that day. And then for Arsenal, Walcott and Mertesacker scored goals. Ball crossed in all the way through for City, out for a goal kick in the end. Oh no, corner came off an Arsenal player. Or will he give a goal kick in the end? I think he'll give a corner. They're taking it quickly here, City. I'm not sure if there was a touch. It's crossed in the end by Rodri, headed won by Laporte, and then it's a goal kick. But like I said, when that 6-3 happened, Arsenal was actually first in the league and looking like favourites to go on and win it. And then they were beat 6-3, and then City ended up going on and winning the league that season under Manuel Pellegrini. But yeah, that free kick there, that corner there, taken quickly, and Laporte frustrated with himself there, not being able to divert the header towards goal. Goal kick taken towards the Arsenal right. Cedric can't win the header. Zinchenko forward. Then hooked away by Cedric again, out for a throw in the City half. Only the 1 attempt still for Arsenal in this game. Diaz. Here's Cancelo across to Laporte, who doesn't look like he wants another goal. Looking dangerous from crosses when going up from the back. Grealish, can he get a goal? Come on. Come on, Grealish. When your fantasy mind takes over, you know, it can go like different places. Torres dropping deep for the ball. Returns it back to Cancelo. He sees a ball over the top towards Grealish. Doesn't find him, but he'll go all the way across towards Cedric, who can hook it out for a throw and just avoiding the pass towards Zinchenko, who was aiming towards in the end, that pass. Guardiola's still frustrated. I think he's trying to get a piece of information towards Cancelo. If I can lip read it, it seems like he was shouting Joao. Back to the halfway line with Diaz. For Pep Guardiola, Arsenal is the team he's faced the most as a manager. Surprisingly. Rodri's burst into the box down the left, loses out. Yeah, he played him quite a few times, Arsenal, in terms of when he was at Barcelona. He played him quite a few times at Bayern Munich as well, and then obviously when coming to City. So, has played him a few times. And Sterling's got it here on the left. Can he pull it back? He can't. In the end, that should be a goal kick. It is. Again, just going down the left-hand side. Sterling broke free down the byline. He was well found by Jack Grealish in the end. Got in behind Chambers. Tried to pull it back. Came off holding. And then as it came off holding, it deflected back off Sterling. And that's why we've got a goal kick here. Yeah, rightly given as well. Goal kick. .25 minutes to go. Plus added on time. 10-man Arsenal are struggling the last 5 minutes of the game. In the last 5 minutes, they've had 3% possession, Arsenal. Says a lot. Another goal kick towards that right-hand side. Can't be kept in. Arsenal lose it again. City throw in. So painful to watch these goal kicks. I don't think they've kept it once, to be honest. Here's Gundogan. Grealish again, still operating on this left-hand side. Burst forward beyond Ødegaard on the edge of the box. Plays it into Zinchenko. Now Gundogan. In the end, it does fall back to Grealish. Gundogan. Too tight of a gap there with a pass. Loses out, but then they win it back here. Arsenal not being able to get out their own half. Rodri. Over towards Cancelo. The cross is better. Still cut out, though, in the end by El Neni. Now played forward to Tierney on the left. Again, no real support up front for him. And he just clears it up towards no one. But he does win another free kick there. Very well played again. And he will force a booking for Rodri. Really well played by Tierney. He's done that twice now. Absolutely isolated on the left. No real player to get it to. And he's invited fouls from Rodri twice. And now this one results in a yellow. Yeah, just caught him late there. Well played by Tierney. You know, he's the only Arsenal player on the pitch right now who actually looks like a half-decent player. I'm very shocked he's at Arsenal, to be honest, Tierney. I know when he joined, they were a bigger club than they are now, but still pretty shocking, the whole Arsenal team and whole, I think. Try and go in behind for Cedric here, the right wing-back playing as a forward. Cut out in the end by Zinchenko, who's right towards the corner flag on the right, in the right back area. Can he work a clearance? Oh, he doesn't even work a clearance. He works a beautiful pass through to Rodri. He then goes across towards Laporte, and they can work out here from the back city. If they score from this, it would be quite a nice goal. Grealish picks it up, drives into the Arsenal half. He's got Ferran Torres to his left in support, and will find him. It's now with Sterling, pressured by Mohamed El Neni. He will look forward, though, Grealish, and find Torres. Now back with Zinchenko. Across to Rodri. He's already got his goal for today. Mahrez, ball into the box towards Sterling, who heads it towards goal. Great save from Leno, tipping it over the crossbar. Showing his creativity there, Mahrez, with a nice left-footed ball into the box from the edge of the box. Floated in, unmarked Sterling. Tried to head it over Leno. That was probably the right idea in the end. He's forced a really good save by Leno in the end. Tipping it over the bar, but maybe Sterling should have scored. Not that time, though. Here he is from the corner. He gets it on the edge of the box short, and he works a shot. He should have done better. Raheem Sterling should have done better. The man who won the corner in the end received it on the edge of the box. He worked it across goal, finding the right chance to shoot, and once he did, he let fire. But that's actually quite far wide in the end. Should have done a lot better than he did, Raheem Sterling. He likes a goal against Arsenal. It's his 19th appearance against them. He's got 8 goals against Arsenal, 4 of them in these last 4 games against them, and then 5 goals in his last 6 against Arsenal. Wanting to score his 80th Premier League goal for Manchester City. Leno, goal kick again. Long it goes to that right-hand side, and they've won the header. Flick on by Cedric, back to where it came from by Laporte. Helped on by Ødegaard, but Rodri deals with the ball in the end and can hook it wide right to Cancelo. Still a good chunk of this game left to go. There's still another third to go. Cancelo in the Arsenal half. Sterling. More centrally playing now. Laporte. Gundogan. On the left. Zinchenko. Grealish is in support. They use him. Still yet to score in this game, Grealish. He finds a right-footed dink ball in behind for Sterling. He holds it up. He turns Cedric. Can he work across himself? Tight spaces for Sterling. Tries to get it back to Grealish on the edge. Cut out by Ødegaard. Hooked away. Only as far as Grealish. Oh, nice little flick back toward Diaz. Nice bit of cheeky skill from Grealish, and he gets the return. Gundogan. Zinchenko. Sterling. Oh, can't get the return back from Gundogan. Arsenal have a throw-in, and I bet Ødegaard is just thinking, what have I signed up to here? They're going to make a change though, Arsenal. Ainsley Maitland-Niles will be coming on. It'll be Martin, I'll talk of the devil, Martin Ødegaard, who's maybe wondering why I've signed here. He's coming on. I mean, he's coming off for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Spent the second half of last season on loan at West Brom. Maitland-Niles played in the central midfield role where he wants to be playing, and I'm presuming that's where he'll be coming on again for Arsenal today to play alongside Mohamed El Neni as they just try and shut up shop. Kolasinac. Ball down the left-hand side to Smith Rowe. Tries to work it to Tierney. Run out of pitch. Out of play it goes. We're back underway with Laporte. Sterling. Grealish. Zinchenko making a run off the ball, but Sterling doesn't decide to go for that pass. Grealish into Mahrez. Just 6-yard pass in between each other. City try to work this Arsenal defence open. Ferran Torres leading the left wing position. Finds Mahrez, who's drifted over to the left hand side himself. Sprays it over towards Rodri on the right. Back to Diaz. Forward to Rodri. Over to Cancelo. Rodri again. It's now Mahrez. Gundogan. To Laporte. It is really attack versus defence. It's that training stuff. Grealish. On the edge of the box. Tries to find a ball across. Cut out by Lacazette, but it deflects back to Grealish. Sterling. About 30 yards from goal. We've got Aymeric Laporte. Ball out wide left to Zinchenko. No space to work across as of yet. Tries to work the space himself. Lays it back into Laporte. He's got a chance for a cross. He's got space. He's opting against it. Just goes for a pass back to Grealish. Then out wide to Sterling. 1-on-1 with Cedric. Forces it down the left-hand side. Gets it back onto his right foot and then laying it into Laporte. He then gets a cross in. It's a poor one. Smith Rowe clears back towards Laporte, who will pick the ball up again for City, and he goes back to Diaz. Laporte's definitely making a call for maybe starting ahead of John Stones. We know Stones was the main man last season. Laporte was only able to get 16 Premier League appearances, not even half the games, due to the form of Stones. And they look like they're going to get on to a two clean sheets in a row, City, against Norwich and Arsenal. And he didn't even play against Tottenham, Laporte. That was Ake instead. Mahrez. Zinchenko. Across again to Rodri. Now far wide right. Oh, Grealish has found himself in the right wing position. Seeing if he can have any more success on the right hand side. Mahrez, nice ball down the line to Cancelo. Just avoids it going out of play. Cross is poor though, and the end can be cleared by Rob Holding for another throw-in. I think it's just a matter now of how many can City score. Mahrez. Gundogan. Grealish. Nice first touch passing here. Rodri. Trying to find Sterling in behind. It deflects and it just about goes out for a throw and his Holding avoids the corner. Short throw-in. I think I never thought I'd say that. Cancelo short to Rodri and Lacazette can pick it up. No one's up with him on the left. City just can't foul him here. And they don't. They win it back with getting the ball. And Rodri just has to be careful because he is on a booking himself. But they do win it back fairly this time. Lacazette hopeless up front. No, not his fault. He's just got no one in support when the ball gets up towards him. It's now Cancelo. He sees Sterling in behind. He'll find him in the box. And Rob Holding with a nice challenge there. Avoids him getting the shot away. And it will be a corner kick for City. Handling Sterling very well so far. Arsenal since he's come onto the field. Just gets his right leg ahead of Sterling to clear. Rob Holding becoming the leading centre-back, maybe having a shout at the England squad in the future if he can really become a leader at Arsenal and show some good performances. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't think so personally. Mahrez from the corner, gets it on the edge of the box to Grealish. Crosses it in, not helped on in the end by Diaz. It can be cleared by Arsenal. Loops into the air on the left by Laporte. Just about keeps it towards the corner flag. Getting wrestled off the ball by Holding, and does he win a corner there or is it a throw-in? think he wins a corner. He does. Plays it short here, Grealish. In towards Zinchenko. Across to Cancelo. Mahrez on the right-hand side. Onto his left. Nice little reverse ball. Helped into the box towards Laporte, and it was just behind him, so he's had to try and flick a boot up behind him to try and divert it towards goal, and he did do that, but well over the bar in the end. And Laporte still looking for that goal. Couldn't quite get it. I think it was Diaz to Laporte, so the two centre-backs linking up in a attacking area, but in the end, Laporte couldn't really do much with the cross. A little bit behind him. Leno, take this goal kick, just under 15 minutes to go, and then we've got a bit of added on time, maybe, at the end of this demolition job. Luckily, though, for Arsenal, they do have two, on paper, easier games. Burnley, they've got Norwich first at home, which should be a win, and then they've got Burnley away. This is obviously after the international break that's coming up. So some nicer fixtures, and then the next 6 fixtures are quite nice as well. They've got the likes of, I think, Brighton as well within that, which isn't easy, but, teams that Arsenal would fancy themselves against. Sterling's been slotted in behind here. Oh, good save by Leno. Edge of the box, and then it falls. Great ball in behind. It's hard to tell who's Cancelo and who's Mahrez, because they've both got blonde hair. One of them slotted through Sterling in behind, and he should have scored one-on-one. Needs to be doing better with them. Sterling is Lacazette. He's bullied off the ball easily. Gundogan. Over to Grealish. Nice little touch. Looks forward. No real sniff at goal for Grealish today. Sterling. Over to Mahrez. Who's offside, is he? He's asking the question, Mahrez. I'm a bit confused by that. I'd love to see a replay. Someone stayed down, though. Tierney stayed down. It's not great to see here for Arsenal. Oh, he looks like he's in real pain. Tierney and injuries at Arsenal have just not been great for him. Let's have a look. Where did he get the injury from? There's Sterling's chance. Trying to see where the injury came from. They're not showing it yet. Good save there by Leno on Sterling as well. One you'd expect him to make. It was pretty much right at him. But they're not quite showing where Tierney's picked up the injury. It looks like an ankle injury maybe. Unless maybe he's gone over his ankle. He's shouting at someone, Tierney. I think it might be the linesman. I don't know what he's shouting at him for. Showing the goals again. But not looking good for Kieran Tierney, who managed the 2 appearances at the Euros. Missed the opening game against the Czech Republic due to a little injury, but then he played the full 90 minutes against England and Croatia. Got the full 90 minutes against Brentford. He played 66 minutes against Chelsea. Did win 11 trophies at Celtic, 5 of them being league titles before making the switch to London. Yeah, they've not shown where he's picked it up, so unless it was just off the ball and he's maybe just rolled it or something, I'm not sure, but that is something that Arsenal fans do not want to see. Even if he does continue, just the fact that he's carrying a bit of a knock or an injury can happen that easily. Yeah, some more Arsenal fans are now starting to just slowly make their way out the ground, and rightly so at the 80th minute. That's when you can start maybe thinking about going home when your team's had one shot in the game. I don't think they've had a shot in this half. But it does look like Tierney will be coming on, and they've got to take the free kick from the Mahrez offside. And Tierney will be coming back on, so that's good news for Arsenal. Leno kicks it long towards Lacazette. Heads it on, but not towards anyone in a red shirt. Throwing for Manchester City in their own half. The likes of Ødegaard watches on, Saka, Ramsdale, Lokonga, Mari. And there we go, some more Arsenal fans making their way out the ground. So disappointing for them. They got to a bright first 5 minutes, and then it was downhill from there. Rodri for City in the City midfield. Mahrez looks for an audacious switch to the left-hand side. Doesn't find Zinchenko, headed away by Cedric. Not great direction, though, falls to Gundogan. He finds the ball over the top towards Sterling. Can't get a touch on it in the end, but he's offside. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Play will continue as Leno did grasp the ball in the end. Laporte heads it forward from the Arsenal clearance. Just can't quite keep the ball. They haven't since the sending off of Granit Xhaka. Cancelo. Rodri. Cancelo. It just shows the dominance of City. They've been playing a 4-2-4 formation for this second half. 4-2-4. That's FIFA stuff, that. You play on FIFA. Laporte across to Sterling. Mahrez is there on the right and he will receive it. One-on-one with Tierney. Cuts onto his left foot, then back onto his right foot. Tries to cross it. Blocked by Tierney. Corner kick City. Again, another corner for City. What corner number is this now? It is corner number 12. Arsenal have not had a corner the entire game. They go short to Sterling on the right-hand side. Mahrez is making a run off him. Plays it to him on the end, in the edge of the box. Whips it in towards Rodri at the far post. Too much on it. I'm not going to lie. I think, personally, Guardiola will be disappointed with only 4. With the fact Arsenal don't have a great squad as it is. They've been down to 10 men for, 55 minutes of the game, so, just over half of the game. They've had 10 men, and they've not really scored that many goals when you put it into that kind of perspective. He'll definitely want 1 or 2 before the end of this game, that's for sure. 4-0 is always a good win, but in the circumstances, I think they could have got a few more, City. And here's Arsenal in the City half here, getting bodies in the half. This is mad to see. Smith Rowe returns, or gets the ball from Tierney. And he'll go on a run himself. Here we go. Into the box on the left. He pulls it back towards Lacazette. Intercepted in the end by Laporte. But that's some positive play from Arsenal. He's met by a round of applause there. Smith Rowe for the positive run. And they're going to have another chance here as City's poor clearance gives it to Cedric. Now Chambers, it's a wild, wild cross. It'll go all the way through for a goal kick for Manchester City. Things to work on for Arteta. He doesn't have a great record with sendings off anyway. What's that now under Arteta? Is that red card number 9? He only took charge in I think it was December of 2019. To be precise, it was actually the 22nd of December when he was brought in to replace Unai Emery, one Spaniard for another. Mahrez. He always wants a goal himself, but he's going to have to go for a cross this time towards Ferran Torres, and that is number 5 for Manchester City. It's been coming for the whole game, and it's a brace for Ferran Torres. Fantastic goal for Manchester City. He scored 13 goals last season in all competitions, bagging 7 in the Premier League and then a handful in the Champions League. He was yet to score in the Premier League before today, but he's got 2 in one game today. Strikers finishes, that's for sure. One with the left foot, one with the head. And Mahrez with a beautiful curled cross in. It's a cross that invites the keeper out to try and get there first. He didn't. Ferran Torres got it first. Headed it in off the left-hand side post into the back of the net. And I said City might want to get a few more than 4. They've already got 1 with 5 minutes to go. It's 5-0 City. Ferran Torres with a Premier League brace. Mahrez, he's so good on that right-hand side, cutting in with his left foot, getting crosses in or shots, whatever he fancies. He's so good at that. And it could be 6, because they've got 5 minutes, and then plus about, 2 or 3 minutes of added on time? 2 more subscribers. Oh, have we got more subscribers? Oh, if we can hit 600 by the end of the stream, it'd be fantastic. Mahrez again down the right in the box, works onto his left foot, lays off to Rodri, then once more to Ilkay Gundogan. Shot blocked in the end, and it will deflect all the way to the halfway line where Ederson's just going to stroll to the ball and just play it back forward to Diaz. Yeah, 2 more away from 600. If you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe. As Sterling takes it on the turn on the edge of the box. Lays it off to Grealish. Don't think it was meant for him. I think it was meant for Zinchenko on the far left, but Grealish will keep the ball moving with Rodri now on it. Now to the right-hand side to Cancelo. Diaz making the overlapping run here on the right-hand side. Ruben Diaz, the right winger. Mahrez, Rodri, can they hit them for 6? Grealish. In the box. 1-on-1 Velneny. Again, no chance for a shot for Grealish. Gundogan, they're going to try the right-hand side now with Mahrez. Sees Zinchenko free on the left, can't quite work it to him. Cleared by Cedric. Only as far as Laporte, who nods it back forward, and he takes control of the situation. He sprints in the box and shoots, and it's blocked by Chambers. Corner for City, and Laporte will get another chance again from the corner to try and get his goal for today. Oh, it's been taken early. It's helped him by Grealish. Again, Laporte tries, but it's blocked and cleared. They'll come again, though, Manchester City. Unlucky there from Cancelo, trying to find a ball over the top. Kolasinac intercepts. Down the line it goes to Smith Rowe. Here we go. They're in again here. He's going to be chased down by Rodri, who has to be careful. He's on a booking. He's in the box. Oh, Rodri wins it perfectly there. Wins the ball. Martin Atkinson in a perfect position to rule that as not a penalty. And City are back in possession with Sterling holding it up. And shifting it to Mahrez. Zinchenko's free on the left. There's been runs made forward, and Sterling's one of them in behind. He is onside on the right-hand side. In the box, 1-on-1 with Holding. Tries to get it towards Torres. Blocked. Back to Sterling. Edge to Grealish. Over to Mahrez. On the edge. Fancies a shot. Blocked by Chambers. And can be cleared by Maitland-Niles in the end. No, he won't. He'll be fouled by Mahrez before he can get the clearance away. Mahrez, what a cross in towards Torres, just on the edge of the 6-yard area. Got there ahead of Leno, who was coming for the cross, didn't get there. And it's another embarrassing day for Arsenal Football Club. Lose 2-0 to Brentford on the opening day. Away, lose at home to Chelsea, the European champions. And then lose to the current Premier League champions 5-0. It is doom and gloom for Mikel Arteta. Maitland-Niles to Cedric on the right-hand side in the City half. Halfway into the City half. Tries to get away from Gundogan. Runs out of pitch. Thrown for City. Can they force one more goal? 90 seconds to go. Plus added on time. Cancelo. Forward to Mahrez into the Arsenal half we are. He's got the likes of Sterling, Grealish, Ferran Torres in support. Tries to slip it through towards Sterling. Deflects away. Headed away by Tierney, who will get onto his own header and then help him further down the line. Only as far as Rodri, who will get there ahead of Lacazette and help it back forward to Mahrez. Now Grealish. He's got 1 assist today. Not yet found the goal. Gundogan. Sterling. Looking for a run in behind. It's now Grealish. Nice ball through to Mahrez. Works away from one defender. And a second, using some good body strength there. And then just pushed to the ground. It's got to be a free kick, surely. Okay. Maybe not. Kolasinac just bundles him to the ground and wins it back. And Smith Rowe again, sloppy in possession himself, and gives it back to City with Grealish now. He's clipped from behind by Lacazette, and that will be a free kick. About 30 yards away from goal. Grealish played really well today. Probably frustrated he's not scored a goal, but they take it quickly though. Gundogan given man of the match. Ferran Torres gets the clear. Oh, it gets a cross in, you know, and it goes all the way through, and it surprised me that hasn't crept in at the far post there. They took it quickly and worked it to the left here for Ferran Torres, who's just been playing the left wing position for the last 10 or so minutes. Swings it in. No one got on the end of it, I don't think. Or did Ruben Diaz get a flick on? Let's have a look. No, he couldn't quite get a touch onto it, Diaz, and it nearly crept in all the way at the far post. Torres looking for his second hat-trick in a City shirt. Got one at the end of last season against Newcastle in a 4-3 away victory. Goal kick taken. Zinchenko heads forward. Maitland-Niles away to Lacazette. Tackle by Laporte. Touch falls to Cedric. He tries to play it back, but it's into the path of Grealish, who then sets away Sterling, and this could be a chance for 6. Sterling charging at the Arsenal defence. Plays to the right to Mahrez. Gets onto it in the box. Cuts in. Onto his left foot. Shoots towards the near post in the end. Good save by Leno. Three minutes of added on time. We've already played a minute of it. It does look like it's just going to be the 5 for Manchester City in a 5-star display. Zinchenko against Lacazette. Lacazette offside anyway, so it does not matter. It's now Grealish deep into the City half. Arsenal 1 shot compared to City's 24. It's just been dominant, and we understand why. They were down 10 men Arsenal. From there it was downhill, but they were already, I think, 2-0 down. They were 2-0 down before the red card, so it's already looking a bit sour for Arsenal. As Gundogan looks for a ball over top to Cancelo, brings it down. Oh, good save, Leno. So close. Cancelo making a darting run diagonally in behind. Gundogan spotted it, found him perfectly. And on his left foot, he just tried to get a shot away. But to be fair to Leno, he closed down the angle really well. Dangerous run from Cancelo. What a touch to bring it down. And so close. And here's Gundogan with another cross. Easy catch in the end for Leno. And with 60 seconds to go, it does look like it'll just be the 5 for Manchester City as Leno throws it out of play as a City player stayed down here. It's Ruben Diaz, actually, who would never stay down if it's not for something painful. But today for Arsenal, they did miss the likes of a Nicolas Pepe, who could have caused a little bit more of a problem down the right against Cancelo or Walker. But I don't think Guardiola will have too much to complain about. It's his 16th win against Arsenal in his 23rd game against them. And it will be unbeaten in 12 for City in the Premier League against Arsenal. It'll be 9 wins in a row as well. But before Norwich last week, City were on a run of 3 losses in a row. Champions League final against Chelsea, then in the Community Shield final against Leicester, and then opening day against Spurs. And it looks like they are going to be recovering, and they are recovering in the right way. It does end Manchester City 5, Arsenal 0. It's a day to forget for the Arsenal fans. It was all their own doing, the fact that they did so poorly today. And City do stroll to a comfortable 5-0 victory. It's 5 against Norwich. It's 5 at home against Arsenal. And if they can keep scoring 5 goals at home games, they might be strolling towards another Premier League. But they do have challenges this time. Chelsea, Liverpool, United, all look dangerous. But City have done their job today at the early kickoff. Gundogan opened the score in 7 minutes in after an opening 5-minute a good display from Arsenal. It looks like they may have had a chance, but as soon as City had their first attack in the 7th minute, they scored from it. Gundogan getting on the end of a Jesus cross. That opened the score. And then 5 minutes later, Torres also scored his first goal of the game. Left-footed finish, getting beyond Leno after a really poor clearance from Cedric. It went behind him instead of forward and fell to Torres in the end as Arsenal players do go to clap their away supporters. And they do look like they're getting a good warm round of applause, which is nice to see as well. And then 10 minutes before half-time, Xhaka went absolutely flying in with his stud showing on Cancelo. That deserved a straight red, and that's what he got. And then from there, that's when it really turned into attack versus defence for Arsenal and Manchester City today. They could not do anything other than just defend for what they've got. And then just before half-time, Jesus got his own goal, assisted by Grealish. Good work down the left. That was half-time. And then a goal early on in the second half from Rodri. A lovely ball placed into the bottom right corner from about 25 yards out. Perfect goal from Rodri. And then they secured a 5th just towards the end. Ferran Torres getting on the end of a Mahrez cross. It was a delicious cross that was finished very, very nicely. 84 minutes, that goal was scored. And that was all she wrote for today's game. Arsenal will have to take that one on the chin. I don't think they would have expected anything less from City in terms of the performance they got from them. But again, very, very unlucky. The fact that it was a 5-0 battering in the end away. It looks like they've got good camaraderie here. Arsenal fans at the front of these rows, giving them a great round of applause, showing that they understand the effort that their players put in today, but it was never going to be easy when you're coming up against a Manchester City side in the form that they are for today. But for Arsenal, it's another demolition job. It's another battering. That's 3 losses now out of 3. But they do have some favourable fixtures coming up where they could pick up some points after the international break. They've got Norwich at home, Burnley away, then Tottenham at home, and then Brighton away, Palace at home, Villa at home as well. So some nice fixtures for the next month or so. Can they pick up the points required? Because they can't be losing many more games than they've already lost. And we're only in August and they've lost 3 out of 3. Thank you to everyone who's come. Thank you very much. It's been a fantastic game today, especially for City. Before you leave, if you could like and subscribe, that would be absolutely fantastic. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know when the next commentary is going to be, but make sure you follow the Instagram down below, football_commentaries, to make sure when the next commentary is. Make sure you subscribe and check the channel every day to see if I do schedule a next commentary. But whenever it is, make sure you're there, subscribe and like. But for today, City do come out on top against an Arsenal team who are struggling for confidence and struggling for form. It was 11 v 10 for the majority. City took control. They scored 5. They go top of the league for now. Will they stay there? Probably not. But for City, their season, it looks like it's now back on track after an opening day defeat. They've got 2 back-to-back wins at home that were both 5-0, and they can go into the international break looking forward for the season with Champions League football coming up for Manchester City. But for today, it's ended Manchester City 5, Arsenal 0, and they sit rock bottom of the Premier League.